Welcome back to the Dynasty Rewind, everybody. I'm your host, Michael Bauer, and actually not the Dynasty Rewind itself, but the Dynasty Rewind YouTube. And this is the first mock draft for Mock Draft Monday that is taking place after the actual NFL draft. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the draft. The way it's supposed to go is I'm supposed to get all Saturday to do nothing and watch the draft. And, well, that didn't work out. You're married and have a kid. You obviously know what's going on. So joining me today, we got Maddie Big Chest. What is up, Maddie?
Living the dream, man. I got off a shift and I'm happy to be here because I got off early. So a little surprised that I'm here, but it's good to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you. And also joining us, we have Bob Van Duzer. What's up, Bob?
I'm doing well. Ready to get into a mock, our first mock after the NFL draft. Ready to show the peeps how to win their drafts this season.
All right. And also joining us, we have Nate Christian. How's it going, Nate?
It is going good. It feels like summer out here on the East Coast today, so I'm ready.
Yeah, I was doing some yard work.
Inside right now. I'll be outside later.
Yes, same here. I was doing some yard work earlier, but now doing this mock draft with you guys and excited to be here. So we do actually have the whole crew in attendance on the mock, not necessarily on video right now, but we're all here. We are going to have an announcement when we get to them. We will announce it. So let's kick it off then. Bob, can you start the draft for us, please? And starting off with pick 1-1, we have our very own Jay Wick. And Bob, can you tell me or tell our listeners and viewers what are the parameters of this league setup?
So this is a superflex tight end premium mock draft. Obviously 12 teams. Jay Wick starting it off hot and heavy with Trevor Lawrence. Okay. And here, I think this right away, the draft kind of takes an interesting turn. Me personally, I think it comes down to Trey Lance and Justin Fields. In most of my leagues, I'm competing, but I'm in need of a quarterback. So I'm looking for one that's going to start right away, or I think that's going to start right away, and one that I think is a little better off the bat and isn't quite getting the respect he deserves right now. I'm going to roll with Justin Fields here. I think it's going to come down to, like I said, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. Justin Fields and Zach Wilson if you want a right-away starter. But if you're looking for a guy to swing for the fences on right away and you can kind of take that luxury, if you're a real rebuilding team, Trey Lance might be the guy. They did a lot to build around him in the draft. Same with Zach Wilson. They did a lot to build around him with a young team right off the bat.
Okay, perfect. And Nate, you are next up.
Yeah, I love that pick. Fields is great. He's my quarterback too in this class, even after the draft. Mm-hmm. But here at 3, I am extremely happy. Fields is my QB2, but he's basically my QB2A. After the draft, I have Trey Lance as my QB2B. They're about the same for me. And just Trey Lance in that 49ers offense, it's going to be something spectacular. So I'm very happy with either or.
All right. So Trey Lance going off 3rd, and our very own Porkman is now up at the pick 1-4. So let's see what he does here. You guys think we're going to go another quarterback here? Possibly.
I could see Porkman going Najee.
I could see him going Pitts here.
True. Absolutely.
He went Najee. Good call,
right.
Nate.
Good call, Nate. Yeah, exactly. So Najee Harris, the first running back going off the board, and Chev is up at the pick 1-5. You guys surprised he went Najee over Wilson there?
I would have went Zach Wilson in a super flex, but you can't complain getting a top running back because this running back class is so shallow that if you get a top one, then you're not complaining. So you do what you need on your team. So let's assume that Pork already has his quarterback shored up and he took Najee.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, especially with the landing spots in this draft were not very kind for fantasy. So, like you said, a somewhat shallow running back pool got a heck of a lot shallower with how things went over the weekend.
Yeah. Notably, Kenneth Gainwell was the biggest faller. A lot of people were taking him at the start of the second, end of the first, and that did not benefit them because he's now on the Eagles splitting snaps with Miles Sanders, and he's not even a split snaps.
Yeah. I could see Kenneth Gainwell playing some slot snaps, though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I mean, he catches better than John Hightower, so
maybe Rieger too.
I don't know if they're creative enough to do that, but Gainwell as kind of like a J.D. McKissick, where he's playing out of the slot a lot, then some backfield as well. I think that could be really, really good. That would fit his abilities best. I don't think he's a great runner, but he's a great catcher of the ball. So if they do that, watch out for fantasy and PPR leagues. Otherwise, I just, his upside is very, very limited by the landing spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what this Philadelphia offense is going to look like at all, to be honest with you. I really don't know. People ask me, I have no idea. New head coach, new quarterback, newish quarterback. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So Chev with about 3 minutes left on his pick yet. And where do you guys think he goes here? Do we go quarter?
I think he auto picks.
It's a good possibility, but you guys said before, Porkman could be set at quarterback. Are you ever really set at quarterback in a super flex league? Or should, if you have a high enough pick, should you always go for that just in case, you can make a trade? Maybe one of these guys works out. You move one of your older guys to get either better picks in a future draft or maybe a positional skill position player, running back, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker.
So
league.
I'm in a league with a guy who we just started the rookie mock today, the rookie draft today, and he had 10 of the first round picks of 12, and he had Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, and Jared Goff on his roster. He only took Trevor Lawrence out of the quarterback positions, and all the quarterbacks fell to the second round. So you can't predict rookie drafts sometimes like that, but getting Zach Wilson at the 2-2 was a huge value. And trading for a second round pick during the season actually benefits you in that situation. But not everyone's situation is like that at all. But I just saw that today and I just wanted to share it because I thought it was wild.
That's interesting. So Chev's got about a minute and 40 some seconds left until he auto picks. So do you guys have any other comments, or what do you think? What do you think the auto pick's going to be here?
I think it's going to be Travis Etienne. He's top of the board.
Yeah. What do you think? All right, so if Travis Etienne does go off the clock, and I want to actually take a minute and say, I tried to do, Maddie, for when I was on Dynasty by Design, I wanted to do a super flex mock draft. Okay. And I noticed that even though I set it up as super flex, it was just all running backs. Picks 1 through 8 was just running backs straight up. So I thought that was a little fascinating. So sleeper. What's up with that? All right. So Chev comes back and Zach Wilson goes off the board at the 1-5. So our very own intern, Sean Fournier, is now up on the clock at the 1-6. And according to his logo, he is not online.
Man, really just disappointing. Disappointing.
Yeah. Should we put a help wanted ad for a new intern?
Yeah.
This thing.
He was in there. He was popping around before.
Do you think he goes Mac Jones here? Mac Jones
I think he wants to. I think he wants to.
I think he will. I think
if he goes Mac Jones, then Linda goes Kyle Pitts. I'm telling you right now.
Right. I agree.
But I think he goes Kyle. I think he goes Kyle Pitts for the sake of the mock.
I think I honestly I probably wouldn't even look at Mac Jones till the end of the first, personally. Maybe top of the second. Just with he might start early, but I don't. Maybe, but it's okay, what's he throwing to? And, what's the upside of that offense? That's really going to be that great compared to filling a positional need, unless you're dying at quarterback, sure. But
I mean,
go ahead.
Mac Jones has got 2 good tight ends. He's got Jacoby Myers. He's got 5 running backs in the backfield. I mean, come on.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah. That offense.
Ramondre Stevenson is about the speed of a guard.
Yeah. Maybe he's playing fullback. Maybe he's the new Devlin.
What do you think about that landing spot for Ramondre Stevenson in New England?
Hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't like him as a player in the first place, so I'm not touching him anywhere. But Ramondre Stevenson and J.J. Taylor, what a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Ramondre Stevenson's a really good pass blocker, so he'll get his opportunities to play on third downs. But, other than that, I don't think he has any significant traits to lead to NFL production. So I'm going to have to knock him down my board based on the Patriots landing spot. But, Patriots running backs are always good for a week. So if you want to guess on that week, or if you're in a best ball league, Ramondre Stevenson could be a guy that's worth getting. But I would only get him in a best ball league. That's the only place I would acquire him.
Yeah, I could absolutely see him having a couple games where he has 2-3 touchdowns because they just use him as a goal line back in some game. I know that Porkman, when they made the selection, Porkman said something about, hey, they got their LeGarrette Blount. So I don't know if I'd say Ramondre Stevenson's that good, but Bill Belichick might be looking to use him as a bruiser like that. And, there is some goal line carries that could have some upside for him in fantasy football. But, yeah, good luck.
All right, let's give Sean Mac Jones. Bob, let's give Sean Mac. Okay.
Ooh.
Kyle, he got pitted.
That works.
All right, so Kyle Pitts gets auto-selected to the intern, and now Dynasty Rewind contributor and kicker extraordinaire Linda goes up next at the 1-7.
I'm going to say Jamar Chase.
Okay. Or you don't think Mac Jones goes off the board here?
Ooh, look at that. Maddie's right.
All right, Maddie, Jamar Chase, and now Maddie Big Chest up at the 1-8. So let's see what Maddie.
Yeah, this is where you have to weigh the opportunity of taking Mac Jones because you have Travis Etienne still on the board, you have Devonta Smith still on the board, and you got like some other good skill position players. You got Jalen Waddle and Javonte Williams. You have to consider those when you have to take a quarterback. So I'm going to guess that I'm on a team that made the playoffs, doesn't have the best quarterbacks, but also doesn't have a good skill position group at one of their groups. So I'm going to take a running back, and I'm going to take Travis Etienne, my RB1 after landing spots. I like Jacksonville a lot for Travis Etienne. He's paired up with his college quarterback. Look at that. They did a lot of college pairings this year. So give me Travis Etienne with Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's the third down back. I think he's the every down back. Okay.
Perfect. And joining us now, we have Steve, who is a patron of ours. You could also join Patreon, patreon.com/Dynasty Rewind, and Jalen Waddle, who went to Miami. I like the spot. He goes off at the 1-9. So now we have Darren, who is also a patron of ours. And again, patreon.com/Dynasty Rewind. You get to participate in fun stuff like this. So let's see what Darren does here. And Darren is joining us from the United Kingdom, correct?
Yes, I believe somewhere over yonder.
Okay, over yonder.
Across the pond.
So let's see what he does here. Mac Jones still on the board at 110, too, in a super flex, which is pretty fascinating. But I just want to let you guys know I'm in a rookie draft, and at the 1-7, this single quarterback league, I took Trevor Lawrence, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
A lot of the bigger name guys were off the board. Devonta Smith was still there, but my wide receivers are actually decent. Devonta Smith goes off at the 110, and then Javonte Williams at the 111 by Dan Rozier. You can find him on Twitter at the B League. Says he wasn't able to get on camera with us tonight, but I just want to say he's going to be providing all of us with DFS content for the upcoming season. So welcome to at the B League. Says make sure you go give him a follow on Twitter, and he's the guy. I like to troll people on Twitter. He's the guy that trolls me, in case anybody wants to know. So Dan is a great guy. So here we go. All right. So this is where I'm not used to doing this on my computer. So because I'm doing it on my computer. So here we go. Just scrolling down through what we got here. And I got 2 minutes.
Show me the queue.
I don't have a queue loaded up because I'm hosting. Just look at it.
Yeah. Oh God. Turn your notifications off, Mike. God.
That wasn't me. That was Maddie.
It's always Maddie.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Maddie.
So just
don't do that.
scrolling down through here, you know what? Mac Jones still on the board at 112 in a Superflex league. That is where we're going to go. So Mac Jones off the board now. I'm going to use my cell phone to set up a queue here. So
I wouldn't have to do that if Mike didn't take 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
Jay,
Hey, good first round right there.
Yeah, that's our first round done. I'm really surprised that Mac Jones was the 12th pick. Like I said, contenders are getting a quarterback this year.
Trey Sermon going off the board
pick.
at 2-1.
It's a really good pick.
I think he belongs at the end of first round. So I mean, getting him at the 2 in a super flex, 201 in a super flex is pretty solid. Am I the only one who has Jalen Waddle as their wide receiver 2 now? By the way, with the landing spot, am I the only one?
It looks like Steve and you.
Yeah, Steve and me. Hell yeah.
By the way, I want to take a minute to say as well, I took Rashad Bateman at the 1-9 in a rookie draft, and I'm happy about it, Nate.
Yeah,
So
I like Bateman.
yeah.
So I'm going to, since I haven't gotten him in any of these other mocks, and he's one of my favorite my guys who actually got a decent landing spot, I'm going to go with Michael Carter, the running back, not Michael Carter, the safety that they also drafted. I actually think he's got a shot to win that job. He was a later draft pick, but he's at least going to have a shot. They have LaMichael Pirine, and that's about it in that backfield. So I think at worst he gets a shot to be, get on field for, third down, passing plays, whatever. And he has a unique skill set that could land him more opportunities down the road.
Yep. Michael Carter and LaMichael Pirine being on the same team really is conflicting. I like both guys a lot. I think they can work together. Decent running back by committee for the first year, kind of a 50-50 split. But we'll see how all it works out. I think the Jets offense could, be somewhat exciting this year. This pick, it's just too easy for me. The value is here. He's dropping all over the place. I'll be honest, I might be biased, but usually I'm biased in the other direction. I don't usually draft Ravens players. I don't have any J.K. Dobbins shares. I don't have any Hollywood Brown shares. I'm just not a big fan of picking those guys up for fantasy. But I think Rashad Bateman is going to be the wide receiver one there, and playing inside outside. He's going to be the Keenan Allen for this team, and he'll get plenty of targets to be fantasy relevant. Maybe he's not going to be a top 12 wide receiver year in and year out, but I see no reason why he can't be a wide receiver 2 every year.
For sure. All right, and that brings our very own Phil.
Let's get some pork cakes. I'm gonna go with Rondale Moore.
Yeah, I think Portman was hoping for Trey Sermon, but
I think he goes Freiermuth.
No,
Did we like that spot, by the way? Him going to the Steelers.
yeah,
it's a great spot.
I thought so too. I liked it a lot. They needed.
Might not be a great spot until next year, though.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, another weapon in that offense, though. A spot that Ben has liked throwing to in the past.
Because
take the talent.
Right.
So,
yeah,
Matty, you're
take
right.
the talent.
All right, Phil eating the clock up here. Normally he picks real quick, but hey, what do you guys think about Tutu Atwell in the second round of the draft?
What are we doing over there in LA?
They drafted 3 wide receivers?
Yeah, I think so. And Tutu, I feel like would have gone in the 7th where they got one of their other guys. But here we are.
Didn't they take a running back as well?
Yes, they did. And I liked that running back, by the way. First time I ever saw his film, I think that Jake Funk or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jake
out of Maryland.
I think he's solid.
Portman goes Rondale. Matty, did you call that?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
All right, and Kadarius Toney
I
goes
knew
off.
Tony was going with Chev because he's a Florida fan, right?
He's actually an Oklahoma fan.
Oh.
Oklahoma State.
Well, he's a Tony fan. I know he's a Tony
He's not
fan.
an Oklahoma State fan. That's
No.
Linda.
Oh,
Linda.
my bad.
So our intern is back up at the 2-6. He got auto-selected Kyle Pitts at the 1-6. Let's see what he does here. Much to his chagrin, Mac Jones is no longer available. What do you guys think?
This is where it starts to get dicey in rookie drafts.
Yeah.
Question: landing spots. Is this
I think he's
draft
going to go
class
Elijah
what you
Moore.
thought it was going to be?
Where
What is
what?
that?
With these landing spots, now that everyone has a team, is it just me or is this class not as good as we thought it was going to be?
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
But Maddie's calling Elijah Moore here, so
Ooh.
Amon-Ra St. Brown at the 2-6,
A
which
little
I
bit of a
love.
reach.
You know what I love about him ending up in Detroit is they saw Equanimous St. Brown and the Packers be terrible for 3 years and been like, we want some of that too.
I like the landing spot. I don't think that kills all 18 of my Quintez Cephas shares quite yet. So Linda's back up at the 2-7. She went Jamar Chase with the 1-7, which I love that pick there. What do you guys think here? Running backs are drying up real quick.
Running backs dried up a long time ago.
I was going to say I think they did dry up.
I think she goes Chuba Hubbard or Tylen Wallace.
I think Tylen.
I would say Tylen over Chuba, which I did not like Chuba's landing spot. But if CMC misses some time again, Then you have a
I mean,
a good
if-
running back and a good system.
Oh, she sniped me.
ooh, like
Which
that.
is completely fine because this is the guy that I wanted in the first place, and it's Elijah Moore.
Nice.
And Elijah Moore was my pick from the beginning. I think that's insane value right there. Look, you got a 4th-round receiver, you got a 3rd-round receiver, then you have a 2nd-round receiver. You go on draft capital for me. Elijah Moore would have been my pick at the 2.6. So I think that this is good value at 2.8.
Okay.
Yep. You know, Maddie is a huge Elijah Moore fan, so
All right. So Steve is back up, and he takes Terrence Marshall at the 2.9, which I do like that pick there. Darren's back
Solid.
up to 2.10. Let's see what he does here.
I wonder if someone's going to take a quarterback soon. Davis Mills is the name that I would be taking first because of the Deshaun Watson news.
Sure.
I think that he has the best chance to start right away, and then you can trade him to the Watson owner.
yep.
Good point.
Yep.
You think
I think
he'd
Davis
start-
Matthews is Davis
No.
Oh,
Mills
there
is
goes
a
Fire.
decent guy. Oh, I like Freiermuth there.
Freiermuth
Yeah, but
goes-
if he plays, you got to have a starting quarterback, and if he plays, then the Watson
Isn't-
owner is going to want to trade for him for cheap.
Isn't Tyrod in Houston?
Yes.
There's no way.
Tyrod will start
Yeah.
You don't know. For
I
sure.
mean-
until Doctor punctures his lung.
Right. Just got to get him out there with a golf tee and have that.
Oh,
Ooh, so Javion Hawkins goes off the 2.11, a guy that I wasn't super high on.
that's a
Let's see. Let's dig into my queue here.
that's a interesting spot there. Hawkins, UDFA being picked in the 2nd round.
Dan did say he was going to go into his UDFAs.
I'm going to take the guy who I have ranked the highest. You know what? No. Hold
And
on.
it's Amari Rodgers.
Actually, I am going to go Amari Rodgers here at the 2.12.
Oh, why
Good
you gotta
value
be
there.
like
That's
that?
good value.
I like the landing spot
Solid.
for him. Even though Aaron Rodgers hates rookies, but it really doesn't matter who Aaron Rodgers does or doesn't like throwing to. At this point, it matters who Jordan Love likes throwing to, because Aaron Rodgers won't be there, Bob, right? Apparently,
I don't know. I think there's a lot of smoke there. I don't know.
I think so too. But I did like Amari Rodgers in the whole pre-draft process. I think he's extremely talented, and I think a guy like Elijah Moore made him because a lot of people were comping the two together, and I see similarities in their play style, but they're both great. Amari Rodgers at the 2.12, I'd be happy with that in any rookie draft. So let's see what Jaywick does here at the 3.1. Bring up our last round of this rookie mock, and it is starting to get dicey, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy how quick things just kind of gone, where we were all like, oh, buy 2nds and 3rds. Now it's like, do we want to do that though? But
Yeah, especially because the one draft where I just took Trevor Lawrence. Let me see how many 2nd-round picks I have in that draft. 'Cause I traded for a ton of them.
You get a lot of wide receivers in the 2nd round this year.
That's what I plan on doing. I have 1, 2.
Oh, Daz.
some razzle dazzle.
I like Daz to the Bears. I like that
Three
fit
one.
there.
All right, and that's definitely sniping Porkman, who's a big Daz Newsome fan. So, Bob, we're back up to you.
Man, seeing as this is the last round, I think I'm going to go with not a dart throw, but somebody a little lower on boards for people. Colin
Okay.
Powell.
I like him, and I think he's better than Mecole Hardman as well. A little bit more physical in the slot, a little
Especially
bit
as a pure receiver.
Yeah.
yeah. So that brings up Nate.
This is a smash pick for me at the beginning of the 3rd. I think this guy has 2nd round talent, and it's Dimey Brown with the Washington football team.
Sure.
I know we don't know what the future looks like at the quarterback position, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is there right now, and Dimey Brown has a very easy path to be the wide receiver 2 for that team almost immediately. And Mick Lawrence taking all the coverage. Logan Thomas is taking the middle of the field. Dummy Brown is a deep threat who also has some underneath ability. So I'm all about it with this offense and his ability just to step right in and, maybe not be a top wide receiver for fantasy football, but he can certainly be a flex. I expect him to be a flex this year. There's Ramondre.
And Ramondre goes off the 3-4 to Porkman. So Chev back up with the 3-5. And Tylen Wallace.
Sniped
Good
Linda.
pick.
Which I was surprised Tylen Wallace fell as far as he did.
Absolutely.
I know who Linda's taking, by
and
the
I'm
way.
glad the Ravens picked him up in the 4th.
Okay,
Linda's
Kyle
going to take
Trask
Josh Palmer.
at the 3-6. And Maddie is calling Josh Palmer to Linda at the 3.
She's been taking all the guys I've been talking the most about.
So she's paying attention, which means you should also pay attention to Maddie Big Chest and get some graphics done too while you're at it. Hit him up at Maddie Big Chest on Twitter.
Ooh, Kellen Mond.
That pushes a third-round receiver down to me, and I'm very excited about it. I could go a second-round receiver. Was he a second round with Dwayne Eskridge? He was a second-round pick.
He was the second-round pick, 56th overall.
Yeah, so you could go with the first pick the Seahawks had with Dwayne Eskridge, or you can go with the man paired with Justin Herbert, and you could grab yourself Josh Palmer. And he's great, man. I love Josh Palmer. He's a Canadian-born wide receiver. He's 6'2" with some speed. He's got juice. And against the top corners, he in the SEC, he was 14 of 14 on catches. So he was very impressive. So Josh Palmer, bad QB play in college, should benefit him in the pros with Justin Herbert. I really like that. And Mike Williams is kind of always hurt, you know. Can't really rely on him to play 17 games now in a season. So Josh Palmer has wide receiver 2 value in that offense for me, and that's with Herbert.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and say everyone, as soon as the draft ended, has said, oh, wow, sell all your picks now for the 2022 draft class, which the 2022 draft class isn't going to be any deeper than this draft class as far as I'm aware. But I'm looking at this board, and I still want seconds. I still want thirds on teams I'm rebuilding because I love getting Dami Brown, Cornell Powell, Daz Newsome, even though he's a 6th rounder. Josh Palmer, Anthony Schwartz, those guys are day 2 picks. I mean, and Tutu Atwell, as much as we don't believe in Tutu, he's a 2nd round pick, okay?
Yeah.
At some point, I don't mind taking a chance on that guy just because of the draft capital. Like, I'm still looking for 2nd and 3rd round picks this year.
And he makes a great point. Look, 2 potential future starters too, and Kyle Trask and Kellen Mond go off the board in the 3rd round. Whether or not you like the guys, if they're taking starting snaps for an NFL team, they could be trade bait for somebody else, and you could get a guy that you really like. Then after that, we have Anthony Schwartz go off to 3-9, Kenneth Gainwell at the 3-10, which I think, a month ago, there's no way Kenneth Gainwell is going at the 3-10 pre-draft.
No way.
Yeah, this is the man that pushed Antonio Gibson out of the running back position at Memphis that everyone was talking about. And, I thought that was kind of ridiculous because Antonio Gibson was just a one of one talent at that school. And, Darrell Henderson was cool. That didn't get caught on tape from behind, which was funny. But he didn't translate to the NFL. And I think people took that trepidatiously with Gainwell, and they didn't want to draft him. So Philadelphia ends up with a good value, and I think they will use him at slot, like you said. And I think that's a good fit for him.
Brevin Jordan, a surprise faller in the draft to the 5th round to the Houston Texans, a team that notoriously and historically does not use the tight end position. He goes at the 3-11. And again, if this draft were a month ago, there's no way he's going at the 3-11. It's just fascinating how the NFL draft changes your rookie draft. This is why I say the NFL does matter when it comes to fantasy because one hand washes the other. So at the 3-12, I'm here. No one could take a pick from me, so I'm just going to kind of talk out my thought process here. In my queue are 3 players. We have Elijah Mitchell from San Francisco. That Shanahan system, they don't mind mixing it up a little bit. Lesser backs. We also have Ian Book, as much as it pains me. Or we have, what'd you say his name was? Davis Mills from Houston. So
he's a 3rd round pick.
It's also Tutu Atwell out there, 2nd round pick. And Dwayne Eskridge, 2nd round pick. You got 2.
One PB&J and he'll gain 10 pounds on that frame.
Just got some 2nd round picks out there. I mean, draft capital, man.
Yeah. Dwayne Eskridge would be my guy at this pick. He's got speed. He's a slot receiver, and he's going to have DK Metcalf on the outside, so he's going to benefit from that.
If the Seahawks didn't just sign Lockett to an extension, I'd be pretty excited about Dwayne Eskridge. I'm not really sure what his future looks like, though, because he's going to be sitting behind both those guys for a while.
I would just say that the Seahawks aren't going to be able to play that run game that they always like because they're playing in a division now with 3 wide receiver sets with the Rams, the 49ers, and now the Cardinals getting Rondale Moore and Christian Kirk with DeAndre Hopkins. So I would expect the Seahawks to be throwing a lot more and to be using their slot kind of like Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett together, and then adding DK Metcalf and just using that to benefit their offense. But if they're smart, they'll do that. But it's the Seahawks, so they'll probably stay with Chris Carson.
That's why I just closed it out with Chuba Hubbard, and I'm just going to take the possibility that maybe they give him some snaps to keep CMC fresh, or if CMC misses some time, he's there to be the guy because their backups, Mike Davis is gone. They had Reggie Bonifant. It's shown that whoever CMC's backup is can flourish when he's not there. So thank you, everyone that joined me today. And thank you to the rest of the Dynasty Rookie crew that joined us on the Sleeper app. So whose draft did you like best? Drop it down in the comments. We want to hear from you. Since you're here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. It helps us, helps you. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we head out?
Draft running backs early and often because after the top 5, it is rough out there.
Yep.
So trade back up if you need
Nate,
to.
I'm in a rookie league, only rookies, and I drafted at the 101, but it snakes. So I had the 212. I traded the 212 and 301 for the 202 and took Trey Sermon.
That's
good. That's a great move.
Yeah.
All
Just
right,
add value.
so we're going to head on out of here. I hope you enjoyed our first mock draft, post-NFL draft for Nate Christian, Bob Van Duzer, Matty Big Chest. I'm your host, Michael Bauer. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Rewind. Please make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. And as always, be kind. Please rewind.